Long ago, in a time when the people knew very little about the world, life was much simpler. They didn't know how to farm, make tools, or weave cloth. Everything they needed to survive, they learned from nature. But there was one being who held all the wisdom in the universe. Nyame, the god of heaven, had all the knowledge that existed. He kept it stored safely in a special clay pot, hidden away from the world. One day, Nyame decided to give Anansi the Spider, a clever but often tricky creature, a special gift. He gave Anansi the clay pot with all of the world's wisdom inside it. Anansi was thrilled. For the first time, he had access to all the knowledge in the world. Each time he looked into the pot, he learned something new and exciting. He began to feel powerful, thinking that with all this wisdom he could be the greatest being on earth. But as Anansi's knowledge grew, so did his greed. The more he learned, the more he wanted to keep the wisdom to himself. He didn't want anyone else to know what he knew. If I keep this wisdom to myself, he thought, I will be the most important creature in the world. Everyone will come to me for answers. So, Anansi tied the clay pot securely to a rope and wrapped the other end of the rope around his waist. This way, he could carry the pot with him wherever he went. He thought, I'll climb to the highest tree, hide the pot, and no one will ever be able to find it. Anansi began his climb up a very tall tree. He was so eager to get to the top that he didn't think about the difficulties of carrying the pot. As he climbed higher, the pot started to swing, making it difficult to climb. Anansi grew frustrated. This is much harder than I thought, he grumbled. Maybe I should try something else. He paused and thought for a moment. Anansi had an idea. Instead of carrying the pot in front of him, he decided to tie the pot to his back. This way, it would be easier to climb. So, Anansi quickly tied the pot to his back and continued his climb. It was much easier this time, and in no time, he reached the top of the tree. At the top, Anansi stopped for a moment and looked around. He was so proud of himself for making it this far, but then something unexpected happened. As he looked around, he noticed a small child at the bottom of the tree, playing and laughing. Anansi thought to himself, this child doesn't know anything, yet here I am, with all the wisdom in the world. Why should a child be able to enjoy life so freely while I carry all this knowledge? Anansi grew angry. The child's carefree happiness made him realize how heavy the burden of wisdom truly was. He was frustrated that the world couldn't appreciate the weight of the knowledge he now held. In a fit of rage, Anansi did something reckless. He took the clay pot off his back and hurled it down from the top of the tree. The pot crashed to the ground with a loud smash, breaking into pieces. As the pot shattered, the wisdom inside it spilled out, swirling into the air. The wisdom flew off, spreading across the world and changing everything. The people, who had known nothing of farming, tools, or clothes, suddenly gained all the knowledge they needed. They learned how to grow crops, weave cloth, make tools, and even build fires. They learned to live and thrive, passing the wisdom down from generation to generation. As for Anansi, he was left at the top of the tree, staring at the broken pot. His greed had caused him to lose everything. The wisdom that he had so selfishly tried to hide was now out in the world for everyone to share. Though he had been given a great gift, Anansi learned that wisdom is meant to be shared, not hoarded. It is only through sharing what we know that true progress can happen.